I want to thank you all for being here today, and at this time, we'll have the prayer followed by the pledge by Commissioner Morgan.
Let us pray. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for the day you have given us, lovely day that it is. We would ask that you would be with us to guide us and direct us, that our commission and all elected officials do what is right in your sight to serve the people and look after our duties, all of which we ask in the name of your Son, our Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome. At this time, we'll call the meeting of the Cabell County Commission to order, and we'll move right on into our agenda. And the first item is to approve the October 10th, 2019 regular commission agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item is approval of the minutes of the regular commission meeting dated September 12th, 2019.
So move.
Motion's been made,
Second
it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item is approval of purchase orders 294217 through 294474. Pay jackets, monthly payments of Fifth Third for fuel card purchases, ACH drafts for weekly claims experience administration cost. Highmark.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped that one, didn't I? We don't need to do that today. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. We'll back up to the erroneous assessments, land consolidation, split tickets, probate documentation, county clerk's probate office.
So move.
Motion's been made,
Second that.
it's been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item we have is citizens registered to speak. We have Ed Rayburn, and he wants to talk about towing. Mr. Rayburn.
Yeah, we was removed from the 911 list on sort of a technicality problem with the Public Service Commission, and we needed to be reinstated to 911, so we had to come here to be reinstated.
So that's your request?
Yeah, the Public Service Commission sent 911 a paper that we were never actually out of compliance. They had us confused with, or intertwined with another company in town, and they did read the inspector's note. But the inspector came back and called the commission, and they ruled that everything was fine and we needed to be reinstated.
Well, we can't make a decision here today, but we'd be happy to look into it.
Okay, but you know how long it's gonna be? 'Cause like-
No, at this point, I couldn't answer that question. But for us to take any action, it had to be on our agenda, and it's not on our agenda, so we can't take any action today.
Okay.
Do we need Bill or
If
Beth?
they're out of compliance,
Yeah.
and they're back in compliance, then.
Did we need
the,
anything from him that shows what they've done to,
I think we need to look into
So
it
we
because
could
we don't know
act
all the
on it.
facts.
We
Right.
sent it to the 911, we were never out of compliance, it was a technical error of the Public Service Commission.
Well, we'll certainly check all that out. Mike, did you want to say something?
We did receive their things that they are back in compliance with the Public Service Commission. They, according to my certified letter from the Public Service Commission, they were not in compliance. And we do have the paperwork and that they are back in compliance. Not sure if you, I think I copied you on the letters that came back, but we'll have to look into it.
Right.
Like you said, it'll have to be on the
Next agenda.
next agenda.
Well, maybe the next, we don't know. We'll just have to
Right.
see what we can find out. That'll
How long would
untie us
that
there.
be?
I don't know at this point, but it might not be.
Yeah, but the next meeting is the 24th, if everything's in order. But if
Right.
not,
But we have a sizable investment in that.
you understand?
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else that didn't sign up to speak that would like to talk on anything that's not on our agenda?
Do we have his phone number if we need questions or anything?
Yes, we know how to reach him.
I think
Yes,
I
sir.
will. The 4-H agent position for Cabell County was posted on Monday on W Job Bank, so if anybody knows anybody with a master's degree in education, agriculture, youth development, come speak with me, I'll help y'all get that out.
What's the position called?
The Cabell County 4-H agent position for
Agent,
WD
okay.
Extension. That was posted Monday, finally.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, we'll just move on then with the estate of Irene G. Combs. Petition to dismiss claims filed against the estate of Irene G. Combs due to insolvency and to close the estate. Mr. Bill.
The estate only had $200 worth of assets in it, and there was a claim filed that was like $2,400. And then the people who had filed that claim indicated they no longer had the paperwork for it, so the estate is insolvent, and it would be in order to go ahead and allow the estate to be closed. But
So
the
moved.
The claimant is no longer interested in trying to get it because they know there's no money. So
Okay, a motion's been made.
Second.
It has been seconded. Is there any further discussion? Is there anyone here on this estate that would like to speak? All right then, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next is a letter from Charles Zirkle, Cabell County Sheriff, to donate a vehicle, Title Ford Expedition 2010 model, to Salt Rock Volunteer Fire Department.
One of the vehicles we're taking out of service. We've got some new vehicles. We're trying to keep our fleet down as low as we can. The fire department expressed an interest in it, and Gordon gave one to another fire department like sometimes. They'll get a little bit of use out of it.
That's good.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. We have another letter from Charles N. Zirkle Jr. to employ Cindy McCaffrey, full-time employee, and Roseanne Marie Pelfrey. Is this for the tax office?
Yeah, Betty retired, and I had a vacancy, so we moved people up in the office, and so I had 2 vacancies, so we're doing.
Okay.
I move.
Second?
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item is in the matter of appointing an audit committee to procure audit services for Cabell County.
The audit bid has been sent out, and we do this every year to go through the RFPs that come back. Consists of the county clerk, myself, April, and Sherry. Sherry probably just realizing this. Surprise.
Another job.
And Charlie Atkins in Phyllis's office.
Move to approve.
Second?
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item will be resolution concerning the credible prescription drug coverage notice, something we do every year.
Yeah, Pete, would you care to speak to that a little bit? That way?
Sure. Under the Medicare guidelines, you have to make notices available to all the employees about the drug coverage is credible, meaning it exceeds the Medicare drug coverage. Yours has always done that. So it's something we do every year. It's just basically in a nutshell saying the prescription drug coverage exceeds and is better than Medicare.
Okay.
That's creditable, not
Credible.
credible.
Creditable.
Credible.
Thanks.
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made,
Second.
been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Letter from Irv Johnson, the Cabell County Assessor, sheep and goat tax, September 2019, all of $1.20.
Can we afford that?
Probably not, but since he took it in, we'll.
Does it pay for the paper that's printed?
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item would be the Facing Hunger Food Bank. No, we have Irv Johnson again.
Right.
I was looking right over him because I thought I'd already done that. Dog Fund, and they have $251
Yeah.
this year, or this month. That's doing good.
So moved.
A second.
All those, motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those in opposed, no. Motion carries. Next would be the approval of senior funding request from the Facing Hunger Food Bank of $100,000.
I move it.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion?
Cindy's here. Did you have anything?
I'm open to, Madam President, any questions or clarifications, but I'm good back here.
I had a lot of questions or concerns about the amount, which I think is extremely high. And I was looking at, I have no problem funding the part of it that deals with the fresh fruits and vegetables that you all have done for several years. I think that's an excellent program.
Thank you.
But the rest of it bothers me. I notice it has to do with the Meals on Wheels program. And,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
We have, over the years, based on the gracious support of the Cabell County Commission, done that summer program for the senior CSA. It's a 16-week program that provides to all of the seniors in the senior centers as well as the high-rise sites here in Cabell County. The great thing is that it's all free, all summer long, well into the fall. The difficulty with the program is that it does stop. And as we know, our seniors are challenged with senior hunger throughout the year. So to some of your concerns, President Hartnell, this program funding request would be specific to partner not only with those continuing distributions of grains, protein, and fresh product to those same seniors, but to help compensate for some of the cuts that Meals on Wheels has experienced from the state of West Virginia. A lot of the seniors that they serve during the week do not receive food products over the weekend. And they are put in a position on Friday of starting to throttle back in terms of their consumption of the food they have in the house so that they will have something to eat over the weekend. We feel that it's very important to build on that continued support through the commission and the food bank and all of our providers in this local community to ensure that our seniors have enough to eat all weekend long, all throughout the week, and to continue to build a foundation for a population that's going to continue to grow for the next several years. I am of that special age bracket that will be entering into being a senior citizen and have been blessed with resources, but many in our community are continuing to encounter challenges to their finances and to their resources. So we want to be positioned, and this will provide that foundation for us to continue to expand services and to work effectively with everyone that's providing hunger relief in the area to ensure that our seniors have enough.
Thank you.
It may be interesting to note that at the CISO meeting yesterday, it was calculated 126 people are participants in the Meals on Wheels program. And if they miss 2 meals, which would be a weekend, and the cost of a meal delivered by Meals on Wheels at its least expensive is $4, and you multiply, keep multiplying by 52 weeks in the year to do that, that's $57,000 of cost that CISO alone cannot provide, and they were looking forward to a partnership with you to work those things out.
And additionally, this funding would address the needs of seniors who are not involved in programs because of those limited resources and availability.
Thank you.
I have a question. Part of the description, it says that with the additional programming dedicated to the senior services, that all local senior service citizens would have increased access to free medical and benefit screenings, cooking and nutritional classes. Is that something like new that you're gonna expand, or?
Yes. Yes, we've developed, I think everyone in this room understands the import of partnerships. We also want, as we're addressing the hunger needs of seniors, to ensure that they have appropriate nutritional education, that they are able to learn how to cook some products that may not necessarily be enticing to them, or to accommodate some of the challenges as they've aged, that they can't eat products the same way. So that education we find is important. We, through our work with seniors ongoing, have found that they frequently are not educated fully about the benefits available to them by other providers. So our partnerships with healthcare providers, Cabell Huntington Hospital, insurers like Aetna and Humana, will offer benefits checkups, certainly provide screenings at no cost, because frequently when they're under-resourced for food, they are also under-resourced for medical care and treatment. So we're hoping to holistically provide to them to ensure better health measures.
Thank you.
Does that speak to your question, Kelly?
No, yeah.
Thank you.
We've funded the Meals on Wheels program at CISO at a great cost to the county already, and we've always made sure that they had what they needed. Not very long ago, we gave them $40-some thousand. We bought equipment in to cook the meals in the kitchen. We bought warming ovens. We bought vans, and we just the other day committed ourselves to paying the a share of the cost of 2 new vans that are going to be hopefully acquired from the state of West Virginia. And then this is even more money. And the thing that I just don't understand how you're going to sustain the program, because we can't do $100,000 every year. We had $100,000 this year because the senior levy has accumulated money, probably, to my knowledge, over 20 years. With a little bit we had left over every year, it's kind of added up over that time. So we have the money, but we only take in, what, $200,000 a year on the senior levy. So how are you going to sustain the program once you get it started without a continued influx of money from the commission?
I'll be glad to respond to that. Similar to the Cabell County Commission, I think that we all are aware that funding is a challenge in many areas of the work that we want to do. Currently, I am completing a grant to the AARP Foundation, which is for $150,000. I received a very gracious grant from the Palatine Foundation for $300,000. So these type of efforts go to, again, support the foundation. I do not expect to come in front of the commission again to ask for this type of ask in this volume, simply because the foundational work of these funds will establish the program to where I can then utilize the resources that I have internally, as well as to build upon with other funders. Sometimes you have to build something in order to get support from the outside community. You have to show that you do have the resources and the infrastructure to continue to receive funds or to attract new funds. So this is, as I've done over many years, continuing to fill out the foundation to serve the needs of the seniors in our community, and then take the success that we've long built and move forward with other funding resources. This particular population is very attractive to healthcare providers, to our insurers, and I truly believe, and would not have imposed on you a quest of this size if I didn't believe that I could sustain it. I know your time is valuable. I know that our resources are very limited, but I believe absolutely that you will see the returns on this far beyond $100,000.
And many of us here, we've attended luncheons at the senior centers, and quite frankly, there's just such a low turnout of the overall senior population. So I'm assuming that you'll be able to service some of the seniors that just don't participate in the senior CISO programs where they go and get lunch. You'll service everybody, not just those that go to the
Absolutely.
senior centers.
Absolutely. We understand that in many cases through our existing CSFP program, which is senior-based and is a commodity-driven program, we have proxies where people can't get to a distribution site. We are situated to be able to provide home delivery of product because we understand that the challenges that many of our seniors experience are different. So we will do that outreach. A lot of them are very rurally located, even in Cabell County. So as we know, public transportation is a challenge. So we are committed with staffing resources, with our use of fuel and trucks and vans to ensure that we reach everyone and that the challenge is not that they can't get to us. It is that we will overcome getting to them. Thank you.
CISO also does congregate meals where they take to the high-rise homes and distributes there also. So it's not only just the senior centers that would participate, but everybody, right? I mean,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. This is an exciting time in Cabell County in particular because we have engaged the faith community to address the many ways and opportunities and expand feeding opportunities for seniors. And I know, Kelly, you and I have had discussions in the past about we're not asking the government to continue to sustain. We are working collectively, charitable organizations as well as religious and faith-based organizations to address the need. Senior hunger continues to increase. We have many seniors in this area who are raising children of their children, you know, as we're trying to overcome some of the issues of substance abuse in this community. They're not asking for additional assistance from government or Medicaid or Medicare in many situations because they are ashamed. We don't want those type of things to block them having enough to eat. And in a lot of those circumstances, they're taking the food that's available for them and they're providing it to their grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I think we can do better. And I know that this will be a very cost-efficient way and that within a year, you will look back and agree that it was a good investment of your resources.
Jim, will CISO continue to prepare the meals?
Yes, but they have been informed that they can do that.
Is there any chance that the quality of the food might improve?
When you're working with the amount that they have for to pay for the food, I think they do the best they can with what they have.
It's better than
There's, you can go to Woodlands where it costs you $4,000 a month and you complain about the food, so, you know, that happens. Just to add, I think something that's interesting, Nancy is correct, Preston is correct on having built up a balance, which I believe at this point is someplace between $600,000 and $700,000. And this is a sizable grant from it. I'm sure that Facing Hunger will use it appropriately. And we need to cooperatively or other ways look for ways to appropriately use that money. We don't want to use it down to zero because we need certainly some kept emergencies or other things, but programs that could use a good kickstart, I hope would come with at least a request so that we could look at it and see if we could help them.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Thank you, Cynthia, we appreciate it. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. Moving on, approval of senior funding request from the YMCA.
So move.
I'll second that.
I have some questions about that as well. The way that the request was written this year, we're going to be paying for personnel bill. Do you know anything about that?
I mean, I really don't. As far
I
as
don't think
what
we
the
can
grant-
do that.
uh,
I mean, it puts us in an awkward position when we start paying for hired help because you're liable to wind up in a lawsuit or whatever. And that's not something we've ever done. But they're asking us to pay for trainers and just staff in general. Did you all notice that?
I didn't see that.
I noticed it, and I don't know that when you look at the guidelines for the senior levy, it doesn't put restrictions as to what that money could be used for. I know we pay or make a grant to the people up on 19th Street who move medical transport and that sort of thing. Some of that may go into their regular budget used on personnel or other things. I don't see that this is much different than that.
Well, the only thing that bothers me, we've talked about this before. It's a legal issue about hiring people that work someplace else. And I was just wondering, and maybe, I don't know, if there's some other way that request could be written, Bill, so that it
I'm
wouldn't.
looking at the, in their documentation as far as the activity description.
Yeah, it went up from 18, we've been giving them $18,000 for their senior wellness program. And it went up to 25, and they've got, quite a bit of it is in salaries, and part of it is someone to welcome people at the front desk, and we're looking at senior levy money.
In the activity description, it talks about it allows them to keep the senior and disabled membership fees low. So no one's turned away because they can't financially pay for membership and also for the purchase of equipment, exercise equipment. For the
Yeah,
participants.
that's always been a part of their grant request. We've always funded it. I was just concerned about our liability when it comes to hiring people to work somewhere else. We've talked about that before. We talked about that one time with the recycling program and hiring somebody to do security for where people were dumping and that kind of thing. You remember that?
Would we be in the same position? My comparison always goes the same way. If we give $100,000 to Tri-State Airport, who will hire people who will do remodeling there, are we?
No, that's different. That's not a employee that's gonna work there every day. That would be a contract basis with some company to come in and do it. I was just wondering, could it be rewritten maybe, Bill?
Yeah, well,
It's not that I don't wanna give them money,
Oh, I
it's just that I'm
understand.
concerned about that.
Right.
I have a question. If it's something we've done in the past, how was it written? How was the last request written?
I don't know.
It was a wellness program, just like you said, for exercise equipment to help pay for people that can't afford it and all those kinds of things.
So this is written differently?
It's
now?
written differently,
So-
yes.
So it
And
might
it's,
be
it's increased in it.
beneficial if they take out in their activities what they're gonna expend it for.
Yes.
That one sentence about front desk staff and things like that.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll bring that to the attention of the Y.
Could we do that? Because
Yeah.
I don't want to get ourselves in a situation where we have an employee working over there we have no control over. And then when something happens, say, well, the county's paying for that person.
Well, and I think too, the original request this year, the only thing they were lacking were receipts from the prior year. I'd have to look and make sure, but there was just one thing they were lacking from the original request. And then this request came in
It's
completely
different, yeah.
So that was, I think, some of what.
Well, do we need a motion to lay it over?
Right, I think that would be appropriate.
Okay.
And we'll we'll be back in touch with them.
Make a motion, we lay it over to a future meeting.
We had a motion on the floor, I believe. Did we not?
We do.
And we need to dispose of that motion first.
It was seconded also, so.
Yes, I know.
The
So-
second will withdraw her second. I will withdraw my motion.
If you can do that, I withdraw.
All those in favor of withdrawing the motion and the second, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Like it noted, I'm not in favor, but I'll do it.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor. Did you make that in the form of a motion to
Yes, I
table?
made a motion to, we will table it today and bring it up at a next, and future meeting.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion concerning that? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. Moving on to the matter of pledging of temporary letters of credit by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank.
So move.
Motion's been made,
Second.
it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is the matter of pledging of temporary letters of credit by West Banco Wheeling.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item would be a resolution for the employment of Felicia Nicole Piles, full-time paramedic, and Dawn Elaine Streets, per diem critical care paramedic.
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
no. Motion carries. Next item would be the reclassification of Tiffany Dawn Borchette, full-time EMT, Carrie Clay, per diem paramedic.
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Next, we have a letter from the sheriff for the employment of Nicholas Neal, home confinement officer, and Brandon Haas, home confinement officer.
Yeah, if you don't care, I'd like to speak on that for just a couple of minutes. When I took office a couple of years ago, we had 100 people in home confinement. Our jail bill was exceeding close to $4 million, and we put together a plan to take some of the stress off the jail bill and put it in confinement. As of today, we've got 165 people on home confinement, which is saving the county about $3 million a year in jail bill. The 65 that we've added saves the county about $1,146,000 a year. It's saving us about $95,000 a month. The cost of these two employees, 1 month of savings will actually pay for that. I sent you all a letter basically outlining how I propose to pay for that, and it's pretty much paid for with just a little bit of reallocation of what we're doing now. We average about 40 new inmates a month. We release 22, so we're showing a growth of about 18. So in the next 6 months, we're going to be pushing 200 people. With the courts and them not really processing this thing as fast as we thought they would do, the true savings in your jail bill is about $100,000 a month from year to date. Last year we was paying $330-some thousand. We're paying about $230-some thousand. So it's real money, it's real dollars, and the actual savings is coming from the $95,000 a month that we've added, pretty much, give or take. A little bit, things are going better, but we talked about this for 2 years. Our office has got 9 guys. These 2 guys we're hiring are certified. They're ready to hit the road. We are reaching a critical point of monitoring this many people. We are the only home confinement in the state of West Virginia that does 24/7 monitoring. We promise these victims when we put them in home confinement that we'll create zones. We've got the latest technology known to man. We pay $20-some thousand a month for this technology. If you're a victim and we put this person that done a crime against you, we can outline your home, we can outline your work. This person goes anywhere in that perimeter, we're notified. Even Kanawha leaves at midnight. We can't do that and protect these people, these victims. We stay there 24 hours a day. These people violate, we pick them up. We're using a 17-panel drug test. right now, that's the highest drug test that you're allowed to do. We do that twice a month with all of our inmates. So, I mean, our guys are trained, we've got the best equipment, we just need help. I mean, we're getting to the point where I worry that something's gonna happen, we don't have enough people. So, I thought I owed that to you before you voted. I appreciate it, thanks.
I think everybody agrees we need more officers, especially Sam.
Yes, I do.
No question. Did you want to say
So
something?
move.
No, I just want to say I appreciate what you do, and public safety is number one. And I know it's a hard lift, but I just want to thank you all. And
Thank
I'm
you
glad to
very much.
support this.
You would help us in this, it'd be greatly appreciated and would increase the public safety and officer safety.
How come the number of officers have decreased
I have a
over
budget cut.
time? Huh?
When we had the budget cut about 4 years ago,
That's when you,
we lost an officer, a full-time officer and a part-time officer.
it seemed like it was down more than that, the numbers.
And it just, when I took over, we had 11 in 2012.
Mm-hmm,
Now we have 9.
okay.
And how many more participants in the program?
When
Oh,
I took
that's
over,
huge.
2012, we had approximately 60 inmates. And then when the sheriff was elected, we had approximately 100. And then working with him, we really boosted the program.
Was the jail bill this last month was very low, looking at the numbers? Was it the lowest ever or not?
It actually went
Close?
up
No,
This
No.
month compared to
No.
last.
235?
It
No.
was up a little bit from last month, I believe.
212, I believe, the previous.
yeah, it's, yeah, we've had lower ones than that.
230.
Of course, we've had them a heck of a lot higher, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a roller coaster ride with it. It'll go down and it comes right back up and then it'll go down, and so you never know how that's gonna go. Okay, we have a motion on the floor.
I enthusiastically second that motion.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries.
Will we get, is October the month that we catch up on the jail bill, or is it November?
Nothing.
No
His name-
more big red letters on your board, anything?
I think Nancy ought to make a rum cake to celebrate once it's paid off. I make that motion.
That motion's not going anywhere, girl. You gotta catch me right in the right frame of mind for a rum cake. Right now, I'm not there. Okay, next item on the agenda would be the executive session. We need a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel.
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made, it's been seconded. There's no discussion on that. Yes, we have quite a few people in on this executive session, so we will be staying in this room. So those of you who are here, we appreciate you being here. It is the last item on the agenda, so we appreciate you coming.